Yo guys, Saber here, I'm back with another video for you guys. And this time it's going to be Pincer maneuver. So, for a long time, Pincer maneuver has kind of been like a bit of a meme in the community. It used to have a very bad lead ability. But in the recent patch it got buffed, so now you can actually tutor 2 different cards from your deck, and then you get 2 points on top of it. So you have a 4-point leader, which is obviously pretty bad. You have 16 provision, but it means you don't have to run any sort of consistency cards. With this leader, you can cut the environment, so you can kind of argue that you gain 13 provisions on top of this because you run this bad ability. At least that's a way to look at it. So what can we use this leader for? Well, it's giving you soldiers, which makes it easier to find value from a card like Draug. And other than that, it's just very good for combo-dependent decks. And this is a very combo-dependent deck. So I didn't make this deck. I believe that Trionet and Shinmiri have both been playing something very similar to this. And I'm not sure what exact versions they're playing, but I think it's very close. And the basic idea is that you in round 1, preferably on red, you start going Adalia into poor fucking infantry. And then you play another one of them, so that's 2 turns, and then you slam Draug. So basically, in 3 turns, you have developed a full row of Draug value. Now you might say, isn't that an overcommitment? Isn't that too much? Like, what if we just, play too many points? The idea is that then you start cycling them, so you have a bunch of ones, of course, and you can use the ones to ping themselves, so you get a lot of new remnants. And then the trick of this deck is then to use Pavetta to shuffle all these remnants back into the deck, and then you play like a 20 to 30 point Erland finisher. This is extremely strong. And then as a backup win condition, if this doesn't work out, you also have Foltest in combination with the Dun Banners, potentially behind the defender. So as you can see, like there's just a lot of different stuff you can do. And Foltest is strong even if you don't have anything to copy, because he's 1 point a turn, but he's also 1 point of carryover for Erland, so he's like double value. And I think that covers most of the cards. What we still have left is Voimir, which is just great for utilizing all the either Dun Banners you have on the board or Revenants. Then you have AA, which is just one of the strongest cards in NR, and it's also a tutor for something like Pavetta. And then we have Faliborn in the end, which is a bit of a filler, just like a solid play that can help set Revenant kills up. And obviously you also have a Bloody Baron, which is just some troll punish. The bronzes, they are pretty straightforward as well. You have some solid Marines, Royal Guards. Marines are obviously just a good bronze. You have some ballistas that can be used for setting up your remnants. And yeah, just some more boost synergy in case you need it for something. You could consider changing the 4-piece out a little bit. You could play Maulers as well, I guess, in theory. You could play some different stuff in here. It's not that important, but in general, it's just nice to have some boost for the Dun Banners if, your Foltest is answered. So yeah, that's basically it for the deck. I think what we'll be doing today is we will only be playing 1 game with the deck. I know that's kind of little, but I played a bunch of games with this deck on stream as well. So if you want to see more gameplay, you can just use the link in the description to my Twitch channel and find a lot more gameplay with it. But let's jump into the game. Alright, we go up against Enslave. We got Redcon, which is nice here. Really nice. Not quite sure what you're playing for Enslave. Could be a little bit of anything, to be honest. So okay, we have 2 of the important components here. We have the Adalia and we have the poor fucking infantry. We can try to see if we can find the Draug as well, but if we don't, it's also fine. We just use 1 leader charge to get it. AA is never bad to find either. And then we kick the Royal Guard. Also, one thing I forgot to mention in the intro is that you can use these siege ladders to move away the revenants to other rows, which is just a really good way of making room to go even more greed. Obviously this one is a little bit annoying, we can't really do much about it. I'm not sure if there's anything... I mean, I think we just go for our usual game plan still with the Adalia. Lock doesn't work because it has... it got Veil. And yeah, there's just not really any other play here that seems appealing. The only other line we could take would be to play 3 and pass, but I think we can just commit here, honestly. I think it's pretty much fine. So I'm gonna go front row here, which is a bit of a risk, to be honest, because the thing is, we are going to get 1 more unit front row because we're going to go Pincer as well. which if he doesn't touch them, that means we will have 8 units front row, and then we go Draug, which is a little bit too many. Like 8 units front row is kind of fine, but it's still I still think it's okay because he's likely to kill stuff, right? As you can see here, he starts touching stuff. This amnesty is kind of annoying, to be honest. But I think we just stick to our game plan here.
Hungry like a wolf, I am.
And again, he can kill stuff, but at least he'll have to kill once for 2 damage. Okay, now it's getting a bit more spooky. Because the issue now is that, I mean, I guess we could lock this one. Maybe we just lock that, to be honest.
I hope we can trust
Because, again, this one can actually do, like, small pings, right? Which is very annoying. And I think next turn, if we can get ahead at least, we will go for Draug. It will be 9 points of tempo. But hopefully that will be enough. Let's see. And it's nice they already played an amnesty. Okay, he goes for this back row, which is actually really important. If he actually went for that front row, it would have been pretty bad. So leader charge here will be enough, so I think just go for that. We take the Draug. And then we get rid of the sergeant here, I think. I don't think he's that important. Then we go for the Draug. Boom. Hit by 1 point and a bunch of engine value set up. Alright, so let's see how many of these he can kill. He has an amnesty, which is really good for him. And he can take some pings here, right, to kill some ones. But the nice thing is that even though he kills these ones, like, they still carry over for our Erland later. But obviously, like, this is a good answer for him, right? No doubt about it. Not going to try to convince you otherwise. Okay. So I can go... We have a lot of ones still, though, right? We can do this. We can do this. We're gonna just shuffle most of these. And then I'm gonna go for Voimir here. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, like, we have 6 on the board now. We have 5 in the graveyard, right? That's 11 points of carryover for Erland later on, if everything goes according to plan. I'm really hoping I'll be able to show you how this deck works when everything goes accordingly, because it's actually disgustingly strong. Generally, I would say it's fine to use a single leader charge round 1, just to get the card you're missing. If you have to use 2 leader charges, you might struggle later on to find the remaining combo pieces. So usually, like, one is just fine. But it depends a bit on your hand. Like, this time we already got the Pavetta. Okay, just takes a pass here. We win uneven. So we'd actually like to keep on playing a little bit so we could cycle a few more remnants, but it's okay. It's okay. We shouldn't complain. We won uneven after all. So we know his devotion, so there's nothing like an Erd or anything like that that could be of any trouble, so that's good. And Banner is also kind of fine here. Okay. So this is a bit of a tricky situation because you're missing both Erland and Foltest. We don't really want to take any of them and we don't have the other one. But I think I'm just going to go for Defender here. I might still just go for the 2-0 here because we can shuffle almost all of our deck back into the graveyard into the deck, sorry. Okay. Okay. I think I'm just going to try this, I guess. Float this. It's probably just going to get jousted, but we can try to see if we can make it stick. Yeah, he clocks it. We do, of course, have the pass at any point in time where we want it, but I just don't think we really need it right now. Although, I mean, I guess we could also take it. Like, it's not a terrible pass. Like, I don't think he's that scary in the long round either. I guess our Defender now, which of course is a little bit annoying, but at the same time, like, uppercard. He doesn't have anything in particular he wants to yoink. And we will still have like a big Erland. But I guess we still have the first AA, so it feels kind of bad to pass. Maybe I just go for the first AA here, to be honest. And we can just take it into maybe a sergeant here. Then we can use it to thin it on banners. Obviously, you quite often use it on banners together with Fall Test. And we still do have the option to go leader to use it together with on banners if you feel like it. But it comes at the risk of us not finding the Erland, right? So we have to decide there. And if we go for 2-0, it's also a little bit dangerous because we shuffle back a lot of these remnants, right? Which will be bad top decks around 3. He's taking his time here. Figuring out how he wants to respond. He's going Joachim Defender here. Which is enough points, and it honestly just makes sense for him to do this. And it's fine. I think we just keep going here within these. But we have to decide if we want to go for the 2-0 line or not here. Because obviously if we go for the Erland play and we fail, like, we're kind of in trouble again. But we are getting some pretty big cards out of him here. I don't think we are that necessarily interested in pushing. Sorry, in going for the 2-0. So we just bleed out, play our bronzes there, I think, going to round 3. Hopefully we find a few golds, and then should be super fine. If he goes Coup on this, he'll be able to seal it, right? So let's just buff it up. And remember, we have AA top deck as well, so even though he has a stronger leader than us in a short round, then I think with AA and this Erland, I think we should just be fine. We're going to have 8 cards naturally in the deck. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus, right? So it's going to be like a 24 point Erland, something like that. Which is by no means the biggest Erland you can get with this. Again, you can go up to 30, but it's still pretty good. He's just trying to stay ahead the least committal way as possible, which makes sense for him. We don't need to rogue too much here. We can just play our cards like we have kind of decided on our line here. Although if we want to change strategy, it would be now we would have to do it. And I'm honestly getting a little bit tempted. Like, he's really not going ahead by a lot here. Okay, there's some mentor. It's a pretty big mentor, to be fair. Yeah, let's go into the long round here. Sorry, the last round. No need to push it here. He'll be able to go double Joachim next round, which is good for him, of course. Like, in theory, the Erland is 3 points better to use in round 2 than round 3. But given the current board state, I'm not sure it's correct to go for it. It might have been, but it is very committal. Goes for the Coup. I'm surprised he kept that for so long, to be honest. But okay, that's fine. Now we take the pass here. Let me see what happens. Can his enslave ability, together with his double Joachim and Coup, be enough? Guess we'll find out. Okay. Find the Erland, that's really nice, and we don't need to use a mulligan for him. And we are probably just going to use, like, we have a leader to take whatever we want anyway. And it's probably always going to be Fallible or Bloody Baron. Probably Bloody Baron. These mulligans don't matter too much. It's very important you play Pavetta before you play Erland, because otherwise you don't get the value of all the remnants you shuffle back. That's just something to keep in mind. Kind of feels bad to screw that one up. He goes for the Joachim. Cantarella. Not exactly a big surprise here. But this is why the Baron is also just so nice. Oof, this is so many points for our Baron. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we go Pavetta now. Shuffle all these Revenants back. Now we have 20 cards in deck again. And remember, there's absolutely nothing you can do to this Erland because it's gaining immunity when you play him late. Probably just gonna slam his coup here. Don't think there's anything else that really makes too much sense. Yeah, he goes for it. Let's see what he finds. Ah, Brathens, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, I guess I haven't played any bronze units, so that's a little bit bad for him. But it's still a good pool.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love such a
And oh boy, goes full. I'm gonna go Erland here. Going to play for 24 points, which is really, really good. Obviously, you know, we say it's for 12 provision. We also played a Pavetta, right, which is 6 for 8. But in general, I would say it's just definitely worth it. Would obviously have been not so good if you could steal a British leader here. Now we go for Pincer. We take the Baron here. And I do this before I click the Erland. You don't always want to do that. The reason I do it here is because I'm also getting a little bit extra value now with the bleeding from Baron. So we can go here. And then like that. So let's see. He still got double here. Like, it could be close still. Got double another coup. Okay, interesting. It's gonna be... But I guess his leader isn't gonna be that great, right? Because if he goes for this here, he doesn't really have much leader value. Scorpion is not that great for him, right? It's just a 4, really. But yeah, I mean, he's still got lead on a card here, so let's see. Okay. And then a clock here in the end. Alright, we actually down by quite a lot of points here, guys. Let's see if we can make them. This is most points into... I guess this is a 6. I guess this is just the best, actually. The siege ladder? Do we have to set up for it? We have double soldier. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just going to be good here in the end. But it's actually getting pretty damn close. He could actually play a lot of points in the end. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. Like, we still win by 5 points in the end. So yeah, I mean, that's the deck, right? You play a big Erland after having a big tempo play round 1. If we had Falters, we would also have done a pretty scary bleed in round 2, but we didn't find that, unfortunately. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know this version is a little bit shorter than usual, but let me know what you think. Is this okay? Or do you think one game is too little? Is it okay to go to Twitch and watch the rest? Let me know in the comment section below, and see you in the next one. Bye, guys.